But first tonight, counter-terrorism officers are continuing their investigation into an attack on a bustling street in Leeds involving a crossbow and a firearm, which left 3 people injured and a community in shock.
It happened on Otley Road in Headingley, a popular pub crawl route for students on Saturday afternoon, prompting a huge response from emergency services.
It's also prompted serious questions to the government over the availability of potentially deadly weapons like crossbows. Amelia Beckett has our top story tonight.
The moment a bystander catches footage of a man carrying what appear to be weapons walking through the streets of Leeds. Moments later, 2 women are shot with what's thought to have been a crossbow in the middle of Headingley on a Saturday afternoon. For those living in the area, many of whom are students, the shock of what happened only just sinking in.
I was just waiting at the bus stop and I saw like a bit of a crowd of people, and then a police car arrived. As I was sat there, there was just more and more coming, and they were all just trying to block off the area. Then I got on the bus and carried on, but I think that was the last bus, and then they cut off all the roads. So it easily could have been me or one of my friends or something. So it is quite scary, especially in like this area. You don't expect something like that to happen.
The attack happened on Otley Road, where on a Saturday afternoon, thousands are taking part in the popular pub crawl, the Otley Run. The 2 women targeted, aged 19 and 31, were rushed to hospital.
One of those women has since been discharged, but the other has undergone surgery for life-threatening injuries. The key suspect has been arrested, but is in a critical condition in hospital due to a self-inflicted injury.
Counter-terrorism police are now investigating the attack, and it's understood they're looking into Facebook posts made in the hours before. The Deputy Mayor for West Yorkshire, Alison Lowe, is urging people not to speculate.
The content obviously had certain terminology that has meant that counter-terrorism are investigating as to the motivation of this crime. It's not yet been established whether or not this was a terrorist incident, and that's what the investigation is currently seeking to find out. But this was an isolated incident. The key suspect is under arrest, is no longer a threat to that community.
But the use of crossbows here has now led the local MP to call for more limitations on the sale of them.
Well, I'd like to see the government legislate on it. I'd like to see them bring forward effective legislation so weapons like crossbows, like air rifles, can't fall into the hands of people who want to carry out attacks like the terrible attack that happened in my constituency on Saturday.
The government said this is something that they are looking at after yet another attack, which has left a community reeling.
Yeah, shocking events there in Headingley, Amelia. What's the situation tonight?
Well, Laurie, you can see it's pretty much back to business as usual here. The police cordon, which stretched right the way down Otley Road, has now been lifted, but we have seen an increased police presence with cars patrolling the streets, trying to reassure people this evening. As I said in my piece, this is a large student community that lives here. Many of them will have come back this weekend after going back home for the Easter break, and they tell me they were shocked and scared to hear about what has happened. But police do say they believe it is isolated, a man is under arrest, and counter-terrorism will continue to look into exactly what happened here.
Amelia Beckett there, live with the latest from Headingley Forest. Thank you.